There are currently 3 maps from Splatoon 1 that have not yet appeared in Splatoon 2 or Splatoon 3, with way better layouts to boot. Then again, the bar wasn't very high when Splatoon 3's maps consist of line, slightly diagonal line, walleye warehouse, and the secret 10th circle of hell that Dante didn't tell you about. These 3 better maps are, of course, Urchin Underpass, Saltspray Rig, and Bluefin Depot. So as any normal person would, I wondered, what if these maps were to appear in Splatoon 3? It seems pretty likely. So I teamed up with Bipedal Squid to create concepts for these maps' grand return to the Splatoon series. Hey there, Squid! Can I call you Squid?
Oh yeah, how's it going? I think we can all agree that every single Splatoon 1 stage so far brought back in Splatoon 3 has been absolutely amazing! So good! Don't let those top-level players tell you that they ruined the maps by removing flanks or alternate routes. Like, hello, they think that Reef Slider and Ultra Stamp are bad specials, even though I got a quad with them one time. Ryan, just show them our remakes already. These are fire.
But you literally made a video talking about how dogshit Mahi was. You made 2 videos, in fact.
They ruined my baby!
Full agree, it is so tragic.
Okay. Anyways, first up is Urchin Underpass, arguably the most iconic Splatoon stage. The most iconic, good Splatoon stage. With this redesign, we stuck to the old adage, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, which is something that Nintendo needs to follow more when it comes to their Splatoon map reworks. Because of this, we decided to turn back time and use Urchin's original design as a base. Nope, not that one. I said the original design. That's right, we're going to E3 2014. We decided this would be the best path to take to really tap into the nostalgia for the real OGs, while also providing a new experience for those who never got to play this version of the map.
Now, this is what I'm talking about. Tight choke points are integral to map design, and they are amazing here. They really encourage fights, it's so good. A big difference from the original E3 Urchin was that there was a lot more trees. As big fans of nature ourselves, we decided to double down on this and add trees there, and there, and there. Along with a lot of bumpers, because we need more cover.
That is very true, there wasn't a lot of cover in the E3 2014 version, aside from 2 bumpers, the trench in mid, and a pole? These map designers were ahead of their time! Now personally, I hated the sideways grate on Gobi Arena, so we replaced all those with poles instead to give additional cover. There's even one placed in the choke point leading to mid, so you're less vulnerable to long-range weapons while trying to get through it. Speaking of that choke point, it's not as long, so getting from your side of the map into mid is just a little bit quicker, which further reduces your vulnerability.
You'll notice the side path was made fully uninkable. This makes the flank better, because people looking at the map will not see your paint being laid down anymore. We also removed a big chunk of the wall to open up the space a bit more, because it was kinda claustrophobic. I think we are very proud of this right here. It's perfect. It's perfect. Perfect! But you know what's not perfect? Saltspray Rig, the most hated map from Splatoon 2.
This was a challenging one to redesign. This map has a lot of problems that need to be addressed when coming back for Splatoon 3. And it was so bad, it was actually banned from appearing in ranked outside of Splat zones.
Which, I don't even understand why, like it's literally one of the best maps of all time, but go off, I guess. You should be grateful they even made a map at all.
You know what? You're right. And we should also be grateful that Nintendo has graced us with the greatest thing to ever come out of gaming ever. The crane. Let's get into the changes we made for Saltspray.
This is the funnest map in the series, and what better way to pump up that fun factor than by adding more cranes? We have added 2 cranes, one on each side, that go from your spawn to the top area. The great platforms these cranes carry will also be given poles to use as cover, so you're not vulnerable when riding them. Ah, I always loved putting sprinklers up on that crane, and now there's even more for them to go. Wait, what do you mean they're over a void? Oh, should I cut that line? Okay.
We've also added another crane in the bottom area to connect the two spawn points, giving you an actual reason to go down there, and you can use this well-placed inkable pole to squid surge onto it. The top area was expanded with extra bumpers for cover, and the middle of the map had its walls removed at the entrance, which makes it less of a choke point. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is the disadvantage the team on the right side has, apparently. I don't think there's any disadvantage. I think you should just get good and stop whining. That being said, we've taken several really good measures to minimize this disadvantage as much as possible. So let's go over all of them.
First up is poles. You can't ever go wrong with these. Poles have been added exclusively to the right side of the map to fight the problem of right side peeking. To make the playing field even more fair to the right side, we even threw in an extra inkable crane on that side to give them a much needed advantage.
The elevators were also a bit unfair towards the right side, since by the time you get there at the start of the round, the left elevator is in position at the bottom ready to take you up, while the one on the right is not. To fix this, the elevator on the right would now move 10 times faster.
Dude, great idea! And to even make it more interesting and risky in competitive play, we made the bottom area thinner and broke it up into multiple pieces. Yahoo! Yippee! Because that's why people miss old Mahi Mahi, because there were more places to fall, and more islands, and more platforming, and more risk, and more...
Is it just me, or does this part look like Mumbo Jumbo's Minecraft skin?
Anyway,
all in all, this is a major improvement from the original and is guaranteed to be a beloved map for all of eternity. All hail the cranes! Bluefin Depot was seemingly planned to be added to Splatoon 2, with data miners finding adjusted layouts for things like spawn points and splat zone placements compared to the original design. Bluefin is definitely coming back in Splatoon 3, but before that happens, we'll have to make some adjustments. So here's the redesigned Bluefin, back and better than ever. In the 8 or so years between Splatoon 1 and the modern day, Bluefin Depot was left abandoned. Even more than it already was. The gods of the ocean, who just so happen to be experts in map design just like us, have reclaimed parts of the stage and sunken them beneath the waves, making them inaccessible.
Keeping with the theme of Splatoon 3 shoving threes into everything, we decided to add a third mid to Bluefin. Sometimes my genius is frightening. This new mid will hang above where the current two mids are, right in the middle of the map above the ocean.
Of course, it wouldn't make sense to have this new platform just floating there, so we put a pole in the center that will attach to the railway above it. As for the lore reason of this new area existing, I don't fucking know, some random inkling thought it would be funny to build it there, so they did.
And of course, to encourage more fights and make the map more competitively viable, there's now only one route to mid down this long grate.
Don't forget, we've added a lot of cover to reduce the impact of weapons shooting from far away. This map was charger hell before, but all these bumpers and poles have been carefully and professionally placed to make sure that this doesn't happen again.
And there's a new island there for some f***ing reason.
Don't forget the pole.
And there's a ton of unequal ground added to prevent sharking or something. I hate it when I drop down and instantly die to a no-skill roller.
Skill issue.
Yeah, say that to my face, buddy, while I flex this A rank.
Right, sure. You know, this map could honestly use a bit more work. I feel like something's missing.
Yeah, but I wonder why. We gave it all the brilliant changes it needed.
You know what these maps are lacking? Single-player elements. Let's add in some fruit roll-ups here and some dash tracks here, put down a few bounce pads.
And cannons here, so you don't have to shoot to the other side.
Soaker blocks.
Invisible ground.
Urinals.
Fucking copy machines here. Who cares? And salmonid spawning gushers.
Okay, I think that's good enough.
Octostar.
Wait, what?
Throw in Mr. Grizz or something. Just throw him in there.
Okay, you can stop now.
And Pearl's Princess Cannon Killer Whale.
I mean...
Nuclear Warhead.
Nuclear warhead!